Breaking news. Trouble is brewing in Las Vegas, and the Raiders' season is already hanging by a thread. Just when fans thought the silver and black were ready to bounce back, another painful reality has set in. The offense, led by Chip Kelly, has been one of the weakest units in the entire NFL, and the latest loss to the Washington Commanders has only exposed the cracks even more. What was supposed to be a fresh start has quickly turned into a nightmare, and the pressure is growing louder with every snap. The truth is simple: Chip Kelly's system is not working. The Raiders have failed to move the ball with any consistency, and instead of becoming the explosive attack fans were promised, the unit looks lost. Against the Commanders, every mistake was magnified, from missed opportunities to drives that collapsed before they even got started. It's not just a bad game, it's a pattern, and that is the most alarming part. Backhand index pointing. Right before we dive deeper into the latest NFL updates, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and hit the bell icon so you never miss breaking news. Now, let's continue. One of the biggest problems lies in the offensive line. Under line coach Brennan Carroll, this group has been overmatched week after week. They've struggled to create cohesion, struggled to protect the quarterback, and struggled to give the running game any chance to breathe. Every time the Raiders try to find a rhythm, the line collapses, leaving the offense dead on arrival. The loss to the Commanders was the clearest warning sign yet. The Raiders cannot sustain drives, cannot protect their playmakers, and cannot build momentum. If this continues, the season could be over before it even begins. The question now is whether Chip Kelly and Brennan Carroll can make the urgent changes needed, or whether this will be another lost year for Las Vegas. The Las Vegas Raiders are under fire, and this time the criticism is aimed directly at offensive coordinator Chip Kelly. A former NFL player has called out Kelly's system as outdated, ineffective, and far too collegiate to survive in the professional game. After another rough outing, the questions about whether this offense can work in the NFL are getting louder by the day. Former Washington tight end Logan Paulson didn't hold back when analyzing the Raiders' offensive struggles. He explained that Kelly's system mirrors what you see in college football, but it simply doesn't translate to Sundays. In college, defenses are slower, field dimensions give more space, and the run-pass option, known as the RPO, can create confusion. But in the NFL, defenders are faster, the field is narrower, and linebackers close down space instantly, making those plays ineffective. What worked at Oregon or UCLA is failing badly in Las Vegas. Another major flaw is the run game design. Successful NFL teams like San Francisco or Baltimore create blocking angles that open lanes for their backs. Kelly, on the other hand, has failed to give his running game the same advantage. Raiders running back Ashton Jeanty has been left stranded, often hit at the line of scrimmage with no room to showcase his talent. Instead of being a weapon, he's been neutralized by a system that doesn't create space. The result is an offense that looks stuck in neutral. Drives stall, momentum disappears, and fans are left frustrated. The Raiders were supposed to take a step forward this season, but with a playbook better suited for Saturdays than Sundays, Chip Kelly's system may be holding the entire team back. The spotlight is now on Kelly. Can he adapt to the pro game, or will the Raiders' offense remain one of the league's biggest disappointments? The Las Vegas Raiders are facing a full-blown offensive line crisis, and unless something changes fast, their entire season could spiral out of control. Protection has been a disaster, the run game has no life, and the problems are starting right in the trenches. The offensive line has become one of the team's biggest weaknesses, failing to protect the quarterback and giving the running backs little to no chance to shine. Week after week, defenders are breaking through with ease, collapsing pockets, and destroying any rhythm the offense tries to build. It's a glaring issue that has turned into a major liability for this team. Right tackle DJ Glaze was supposed to be part of the solution, but instead, he's become another concern. His performance has dipped in his second year, and opponents are taking full advantage of the mismatch. Every time the Raiders try to establish consistency, the edge collapses, forcing the quarterback into hurried throws and the backs into dead-end runs. With the situation growing worse, attention is already turning to the 2026 NFL Draft, where Miami offensive tackle Francis Mauigoa has emerged as a name to watch. At 6'4", 335 pounds, Mauigoa isn't just big, he's one of the most athletic linemen in all of college football. Scouts rave about his power, speed, and dominance at the point of attack. He's been a starter since his freshman year and has proven himself as a force capable of transforming an offensive line. For the Raiders, Mauigoa represents hope. A chance to rebuild the foundation, to give their quarterback protection, and to finally open running lanes for their backs. But until that day comes, the reality is harsh. The Raiders' offensive line is broken, and it could be the very reason their season slips away. The Las Vegas Raiders are not only struggling on offense, but their defense is now being called into question after another disappointing performance. What was expected to be a strong, disciplined unit under veteran coach Pete Carroll has instead shown cracks at the worst possible times, and the loss to the Washington Commanders proved just how costly those failures can be. For much of the first half, the Raiders looked competitive, keeping the game within reach. But when it mattered most, the defense collapsed. In the second half, the Commanders dictated the pace, found mismatches, and capitalized on breakdowns in coverage and tackling. Instead of rising to the moment, the Raiders' defense crumbled under pressure, giving Washington the momentum it needed to take control and never look back. The troubling part is that this isn't an isolated issue. Carroll, known for building tough and prepared defenses throughout his career, has not been able to get this group to execute when games are on the line. Missed assignments, lack of discipline, and poor execution in critical downs are becoming a pattern, and it's putting the entire season at risk. For a team already dealing with one of the NFL's weakest offenses, the defense was supposed to provide balance, stability, and a chance to stay competitive. Instead, it's faltering in key moments, leaving the Raiders with little margin for error. If the defense can't deliver when it matters most, then the Raiders' hopes of saving their season may already be slipping away. The pressure in Las Vegas is mounting, and some of the biggest voices in football are sounding the alarm. After another tough loss, the call for urgent change inside the Raiders organization is growing louder, and the message is clear: fix the mistakes now, or the season will slip away. Former NFL star DeMarcus Ware has made it plain: if the Raiders don't correct their errors immediately, they're headed straight toward disaster. Ware, known for his no-nonsense approach, pointed to the repeated breakdowns and lack of execution, warning that time is running out to salvage the year. Coming from a respected veteran of the game, his words carry weight and underline just how dire the situation has become. Quarterback Geno Smith echoed that urgency from within the locker room. He placed the spotlight directly on the offensive line, stressing that improvement in protection is critical not just for him, but for the entire offense. Running back Ashton Jeanty, one of the team's most dynamic players, has been smothered at the line of scrimmage all season, unable to showcase his full ability because the blocking simply isn't there. Smith made it clear: without better support up front, the offense cannot function. Together, these voices paint a sobering picture. The Raiders are not just battling opponents on the field, they're battling their own mistakes, and unless those issues are fixed immediately, this season could collapse before it ever finds momentum. The urgency is real, the warnings are loud, and the time for excuses has long passed.